Rage 2's latest trailer is full of big explosions, wild enemies, and uppity cliff faces. id Software gave us a little bit more detail about each of the enemy factions highlighted throughout. First up, the Mohawk Goon Squad. The Goon Squad is the most prolific and widespread of the bandit factions in Rage 2. While they started out in the dense forests of the Northern Wild, they can now be encountered anywhere in the wasteland. That's partly thanks to their nomadic lifestyle, but they're seemingly also fascinated with occupying places where technology from the old days was developed or kept. Despite that, typical Goon is often armed with broken, dented, and barely functional weapons. They enter combat in a howling fury of blazing guns, improvised melee weapons, or rockets and grenades, and rarely pause to seek cover or work together. Their draw to old tech often puts the Goon Squad at odds with their sworn enemies, the Immortal Shrouded faction. The Immortal Shrouded are also drawn to old tech, this time in regions like the Dune Sea and the Scraplands, but they're pretty much the opposite end of the spectrum in terms of style. They're highly disciplined and organized, with a burning conviction that their role in the world is to save the wasteland by saving humanity from itself. Violently. Unlike the Goons, every member of the Immortal Shrouded is incredibly well trained and well equipped. They make use of advanced gadgets and weapons with unknown origins from before the Apophis meteor hit. The most eye-catching and notorious of which are their weapons' advanced electrical attacks. Shrouded assassins also employ stealth field generators, rendering them almost completely invisible. Next up are the River Hogs, a degenerate mishmash of riverboat pirates, mobsters, smugglers, and bikers that call the swampy Secreto wetlands their home, though they have recently begun expanding into other territories like the forested wilds to the north. A diverse and chaotic group, the River Hogs' only creed is to take what they want and live life to its fullest, which in practice means complete hedonism. This carefree, debaucherous existence leads many to underestimate them as backwater idiots. Those who do get a nasty surprise when they encounter cunning hogs armed with sophisticated and lethal gear. The crown jewel of their scrapyard armory is the Junk Mech, a towering monstrosity armed with flamethrowers, rocket launchers, and heavy machine guns. And then there's the Authority and their massive cyber crushers, which are often found protecting key Authority facilities. Years before the events of Rage 1, the Authority was experimenting with augmenting wasteland mutants to create an army. They used thousands of mutant soldiers in the wars against the Resistance, and what you face in the wasteland are just the success stories of its experiments. Imagine how scary the failures are. Once the Authority was able to create an army of cyborg-like low-level fighters, it began to research and make massive creatures with incredible strength and huge grafted-on weapons. In Rage 2, you face all of those and more, from the small quick fighters to the massive giants controlled by the big bad General Cross himself, as well as smaller armored foes that can be just as deadly. There are plenty more enemies and perfectly friendly Buffalo to take down in Rage 2, and we'll be bringing you even more from the game soon as part of our IGN First. Be sure to check out the full trailer as well as our exclusive look at 11 minutes of new gameplay right now, and keep it right here on IGN for more later this month.